What's up, guys? I'm Philip Cup, and today we're going to be playing The Roottrees Are Dead. It's a detective game where we try to solve the mystery of what happened. So it's a casual game, so I'm hoping to not be so stressed out during this. Roottree Mania. The mystery will be unlocked once you finish. Okay, so probably like an epilogue or something. What the? Windows 98. Damn, it takes forever, like Windows 98 too. We're here. December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation. Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Oh.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the Roottrees company's lawyers are scrambling.
Okay.
Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for.
Man, you sketch as hell. Why can't I see your face?
I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were. I'm
Okay.
going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Oh, snap. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. Ah, okay. Examine my evidence. Oh, sleuth. What? Search the internet for clues, fill in the names, fill in the occupations, and fill in the photos. What's this? Got milk picture? The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This sister was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees Sisters Got Milk ad. I've tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrees is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Without calcium? Alright, let's see here. Looks like she has a ring on her ring finger, so she's married? This one... Nope. List of names. Okay, look at this. Whoa. There's a lot of Roottrees. Oh, there's more over here too. The list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill out the family tree. Holy cow, there's a lot of them. All right. The evidence only has these two things. Okay. Let's go back to the board. Oldest is the one who's married, which is the one on the farthest right. Search the internet for clues. I guess we're just gonna jump right into it. Welcome to the information superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem. Oh my god. Which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web. Any site, eh? Even those with high-res images. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer. Or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new history feature. Happy surfing, and remember, cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. That's funny. What's this? There are no documents printing. You have no notifications. I think I remember it was like Netscape or something. It was like the Apple's browser back then. And Internet Explorer was Microsoft's. Oh my god. I remember the sound. Ah, my ears. Okay, disconnect. Welcome. Spider search. Pro tip, you can create notes quickly by highlighting text with your mouse. History, no history. Let's type in Roottrees. The first few pages are filled with news results about the plane crash. Besides that, there are countless advertisements and conversations about the various products made by the Roottree Candy Company. Most articles mention Carl Roottree, who was the president of the Roottree Candy Company. His daughters are also eulogized, collectively referred to as the Roottree sisters. They've been famous from an early age. Roottree, let's try the Roottree sisters. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottree sisters' modeling careers. Okay, so they're models. You also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. Okay, let me write these down. It's already starting to be a lot. Oh wait, didn't they say I can highlight something with my mouse? Highlight. Oh, I can write notes in here. Okay, then I'm just gonna do that. Make it all organized. Roottree fan site. Save note. Okay. What's this? Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important stuff. Tips: page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Highlighting text for a quick option to add it to your notes. Entire contents of the notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Family reminders. Siblings often refer to people to share. Okay, so just telling you what these are. Cousins, not the grandparents. Okay, second cousins, third cousins, distant cousins, great parent. I didn't know that was the thing. Like I didn't know that was what it was called. Third cousins. American school terms. Okay. Yearbooks, which are albums of. Okay. Easy peasy. And then you can add the page. Let's just call this general notes. All right. Netscape Explorer. Fan site note added. We saved that already? We did. So make sure to look that up later. Neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Rihanna is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS. Okay, so that's important. Rhina Roottree is married to TMS. So her last name is probably not Roottree because she's married. So we need to highlight that to make sure we change it. Rose is the middle and oldest. Let's put that. Rose is the middle child. And Riley is the youngest. Youngest and smartest. So we'll save that. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom, Brenda, is a fashion designer. They do modeling for her brand Root. So they're all models. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are Maple Crisp. And try to dress in plaid Root clothes. Wait, what? In plaid Root clothes, like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Written by teenager. Okay. The website's author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. Okay. Interesting. So let's look up Raina? Let's call it Raina. Found it in only one person or concept at a time. And if searching for names, use both first and last name. Random Roottrees then. No, it does that. Okay, so let's look up this fan site. Damn. Let's just try this again. So, an unofficial Roottrees fan site. Roottrees. Maybe I gotta capitalize it. Man, we cannot find this fan site. Alright, so let's get out of the computer then. Was that, where did I put that? Here? No. Oh, TMS, we can look for the guy's name in here. So let's look at the men. The last name is S, so TMS, it's Thomas Sheridan. Yep. So this guy has to be Thomas Sheridan. And this has to be, who's the oldest one? Where's my notes? Raina. Alright, get out of here. Raina Roottrees. And they are model. They all model, I think. Oldest to youngest. So this middle one is Rose. What? Is that not how you spell it? Rose is the middle child. RHOS. What? Unless I'm spelling it wrong. So that something's weird because that's the only name we got. It was Rose. So I guess the last one would be Riley. There it is. All right, we have one more left. You don't have any portraits available to add to the family tree. To get started, click on faces on your evidence tab. Oh, easy. Evidence here. Her and her. So she's the oldest for sure. So let's go ahead and put that picture in. But we don't have a picture of Tom Sheridan. We can search it probably. Here, let's put it. It's this one. I still don't know the other two. Fill in the photos, fill in the names. We're still missing one. But let's go back to the computer. What's this? Oh. Oh, I see. So it just shows everything. Why's that door open like that? That's scary. What's that? The Notorious Montoys. Why am I looking at this? Oh, it's a hint. Don't need that. Let's go back to home. Riot Girl. So this is all his stuff. This is his house. Or the detective's house. Okay, let's look up Thomas Sheridan. TMS is common abbreviation for early 1990s teen heartthrob Tommy Mark Sheridan. His first credited role as Thomas Sheridan was on soap opera called Time Marches Onward. He skyrocketed to popularity after a starring role on the sitcom Brother Trouble. Since the end of Brother Trouble, he has often been on the cover of tabloids for his supposed drug use and more recently, his relationship with Raina Roottrees. After a short engagement, they married in 1997 when she was only 19 and he was 23. Okay. And then let's look up Rose Roottrees. Rose Roottrees is not popular as her older sister Raina, but still very well known. Most of the time they lump together as the Roottrees sisters. Unfortunately, the results for Rose by herself don't lead to anything different than when searching for the sisters together. If If someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided, doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. A good research tip is to make note of any brand names, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize and search for them. These searches will sometimes help directly. Even when they don't, you'll usually get additional context. So let's look up the Root brand. Period, as part of the name, is a clothing company. They make clothes for children from toddlers to teenagers, although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic. You'll find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say: "You spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina." You also came across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently, Root has released 2 catalogs per year, every year since 1984, and Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottree, the Roottrees sisters' mother and Root's head designer, appeared on one cover holding her daughter Rose in 1985. The site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottree. There we go. So her name is Carly. Okay. Carly Roottree. But now we need to figure out the pictures. The siblings are in birth order, oldest to youngest. She's oldest, and so we got all this correct. But now we need the photos. And I don't want to try to guess it, because I don't know if it'll tell us. So let's go ahead and look at that picture again. Looking at the evidence here. Oops. Not that one. I'll go to the next page. Okay. Got milk ad. So we need to look that up. Got milk. Can I highlight this? Spider search. Got milk is a series of advertisements for milk. The Roottrees sisters did an ad that used modified versions of the photo you have in your inventory. Roottrees Candy Company. Okay. That wasn't important. Let's go back to evidence. Oh no. She's the oldest, but she's shorter. I mean, if she's the oldest, she's still shorter than her. Let's look up the sisters. We already don't need to know Rose. We need Riley, right? Or did I do the name wrong? No, it has an H in it. That's why. It says the same thing. Riley is the smart one. So she dresses smart? Okay, well, let's see here. Smart one. I would say it's this girl then. So she is the youngest. The tallest one is the youngest. Hell yeah. Just judging people by their clothing. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. You've also unlocked the following optional entry. Sheridan Thomas. Booyah. How the fuck are you getting into my house?
You, but I had to be sure you could use the internet. Some folks refuse to get with the times. Safe to say, you're hired.
How you can open the door to my house like that?
The reward for untangling the family tree is substantial. Life-changing, even. But here's the catch. The Roottrees go way, way back. The family tree's a bit daunting. Most people freak out the first time they see the whole thing. But I'm sure you'll be fine.
Why won't you show your face?
The man who started it was particular about whom he considered family. For your purposes, you only need his direct blood relatives. Anyone related only by marriage is optional, but filling them in can lead to useful discoveries.
Oh, I see. Like potential suspects.
Lastly, you now have access to some unique websites, plus a list of notable entries. Notable people are easy to find via your search engine, and marked with stars on the family tree. I'm off for now. Carl Roottree had a lot in his office. I'll look for anything useful. I'll return once you identify 6 more blood relatives.
In the middle of the night? Bro, it's like midnight outside. What the fuck? Oh my... What? God damn it.
Sorry, one last thing. This might sound odd, but if anyone else claiming to represent the Roottrees reaches out,
Uh-oh.
I'd appreciate you not mentioning I was here.
I don't even know who you
Thank
are.
And good luck.
Nice. Oh. Why are there so many stars? I wasn't paying attention. Sleuth. All right. Before the person who hired you returns, every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree completely correct, name, occupation, and portrait, they will be locked in. All non-blood relatives and small portraits are optional, but placing them in the tree helps remove extra names and photos. I need 3 more correct blood relatives before they will lock in. Once you verify this person, you'll be able to add bonus photos. The Roottrees Candy Company was founded in 1908. Gwyneth and Elias? What? Oh, there's a lot of Eliases, that's why. Okay. So, let's check the evidence again. What's this? Intuition. You've been in this line of work. I think that saxophone came out of nowhere. Hey, settle down. You've been in this line of work for a long time, so in fact, you developed a sixth sense on how useful your evidence can be. The numbers in the magnifying glass will refer to how many clues are connected to a specific piece of evidence. The higher the number, the more there is defined. At the start of your search, the notables list sets off alarm. All right. Yeah, you need to settle down there. The notable list sets off alarm bells, a list of famous people that you can find via search engine. It's pretty rare to get something that useful. Best take advantage of it. As you progress, these numbers will change. Whenever you find more evidence or lock in family members, new discoveries will be added to the list, and old evidence will become less useful. Trust your intuition. If a piece of evidence seems too good to be true, take a closer look at the people or phrase it mentions. Often, the most satisfying revelations come from retracing a path you thought was fully explored, armed with a new perspective. Sometimes the reasons certain evidence has such high value is because it can lead to finding more evidence. You may be missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Okay, so 11 are connected to this. There are 5 flavors because the original inventor had 5 kids. Maybe that's why kids still love them. So strawberry, power plum, awesome apple, bad blue raspberry, and cool chocolate. Fruit and chocolate combined. This is an advertisement for the 5 pieces aimed at kids from the magazine Teen Blast. It mentions that the 5 pieces were named as such because the original creator had 5 children. The ad also mentions that the current 5 flavors are not the same as back then. Interesting, so the flavors change. Search periodicals. Oh, we got a new thing. The internet's largest database of magazines and newspapers. What was that thing called? 5 pieces. Ah, man. Back then. Wait, what? Periodical? No. Here. Was it called 5 pieces? 5 pieces, yeah. Maybe I gotta capitalize and spell it right. Nope. This is the periodical. Let's go to public library. Nope, that's a book. Let's look up spider search. 5 pieces. Oh my god. For marketing materials and various candy history sites, you learn that the 5 pieces are the iconic candy sold by the Roottrees Candy Company. Although they are no longer the company's only popular product, they are still sell well to this day. 5 pieces are small, colorful, shell-coated maple candies that, since the late 20s, have been pressed into the shape of a maple leaf. Although they usually have one flavor that looks more like a berry. As tastes have changed over the years, so have the 5 flavors, but the shape and combination with the maple have remained consistent. There's also a history of print advertising. website that claims to have 5 pieces of advertisement scanned from a book called The Sweet History of Candy, Volume 2 by Charles Lee. Unfortunately, when you click through to the website, it seems like all their image links are broken. So we need to look this up by Charles Lee. What is it? It would be a book. Okay. Just copy that. Public library. Oh my god, I can't. What? To Charles Lee. Published in 1985, hardcover history, advertising, nonfiction. This is part of a book series about all things candy in the modern world. It starts in 1925 and continues onward to chronicle the rise of the mass production and global distribution. The book ends with a look into the future of candy as envisioned by experts in 1985. I feel like that's important. With the addition of hindsight, you can clearly see they got pretty much everything wrong. Oh. It includes some print advertisements. You find a newspaper ad for 5 pieces from the 1930s added to evidence. Nice. Okay, so let's check it out. Right here. It's a miracle. A modern candy for a modern society. Roottrees 5 pieces. Contains 5 different maple infused flavors. Proud family business are inspired by our children. G is for grape. E is for elderberry. CE is for cinnamon extract. Disgusting. M is for melon. Probably the best one out of it. And then introducing M for miracle berry. Okay. Miracle berry is a burst of beautiful blossoming blended berries. Try it today. You found the advertisement in The Sweet History of Candy. It's from 1928, 6 years after the debut of 5 pieces. It states that the flavors are inspired by the children. And the order is GC. Newest flavor, Miracle Berry. So this has something to do with the kids. Starting with the G, E, C, E, M, and Miracle Berry MB. So that's gonna be important for later, I think. 5 clues for 5 kids, 5 names. I just can't figure them out right now. Okay. Notable Roottrees, the Roottree sisters, Carl Rootree, Elias and Gwyneth, Gwyn, Red, Jim, Lauren, Miracle Jr., easy to find online. This is a list of notable Roottrees. The persons who hired you gave you this list and said everyone on it could be found easily via your search engine. Okay, Rootree sisters are done. Any entry on the family tree that belongs to someone on this list will be marked with a star. Notable Roottrees will be crossed out after they are verified and locked. Okay. Elias and Gwyneth Rootree. Let's look that up. Nope, not all of them. Oh, settle down. Better search. Okay, then let's just start with Gwyneth then. Because I forgot you gotta do one name at a time. You found information on the website for the first Anderson Maple Farm. There are a few pictures, including a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth. The photo was added to your evidence. Before marrying Elias, Gwyneth Rootree was Gwyneth Anderson. She had no brothers, and so the oldest sister she has was... So as the oldest sister, she was to inherit the Anderson Maple Farm, so long as she married. So Gwyneth Rootree... Yeah. Go all the way up here. Gwyneth. Unknown name. She was... Yeah, it was Gwyneth Anderson. Let's go back to computer. Because Anderson... Yeah, Gwyneth Anderson. She has no brothers. I read that part. Before Elias took over, the family produced only syrup. It was supposedly Elias' idea to create candy instead. Their success was not immediate until they decided to combine the maple with other flavors. This led to 5 pieces, which are still found in stores to this day. Although the Rootree Candy Company expanded well beyond their original farm, it has been preserved as a tourist attraction. According to their website, there are still daily demonstrations and educational tours that show off many of the turn-of-the-century appliances that Gwyneth would have used as a housewife in the early 1900s. Okay. And now let's look up Elias. Elias Rootree was the founder and the first president of the Rootree Candy Company. You find what is essentially a propaganda site about him created by the Rootree Candy Company. At the top, there is a picture of him and his wife, Gwyneth. This picture has been added to your evidence. There's also a biography section that has some additional information. Elias is credited for inventing 5 pieces of popular maple candy. Before that, the farm he inherited by marrying his wife only produced syrup. Let's see, after 5 pieces became widely successful, Elias spent his time and energy on cementing his reputation as a family man. He is quoted on the site as saying, "Blood is thicker than syrup, and that any child linked by blood to me shall be linked by blood to my legacy." The site enthusiastically claims that he made good on that promise, but offers no additional detail. Any child linked blood is thicker than syrup. So let's do this. Let's go ahead. If I do a spider search, it might change it. So let's just do highlight. Blood is thicker than syrup. And then any child, there we go. Highlight, because we can search that later. The site enthusiastically claims I make them. Okay, I said that. There are a few more quotes about Elias from a book called Family Man. Okay, we need to look up that book. Roottrees Legacy by Bess Williams. Okay. Highlight. I need to wait. God damn it. Below that, there's a long list of accomplishments and awards, and one stands out. Like his great grandson Carl, Elias was voted Watchman of the Year. Okay, let's go ahead and highlight that. First, I'm going to look up this Family Man thing. Oh, we can delete this now, I think. So delete that. Don't need that. Fan side, don't need that either. Okay. Let's go ahead and look up public library. And we will look up. Copy that. It was what? Bess Williams? Published 1920, hardcover nonfiction anthology. An old book about Elias Roottrees. There is no downloadable version available because the book is impossible to find these days. So a dead end for that. Interesting. Okay, let's go look at the stuff that we picked up. Get out of here. What else did we get? So we got that already. The Roottrees sisters and their parents died in a plane crash on December 6, 1998. The next evening, a shadowy figure appeared at your door and said the lawyers were looking to sort out the family tree. After a quick test, the figure gave you access to some resources. This included a list of notable Roottrees who they said would be the easiest family members to place. They said they would return in time it took to fill out 6 more blood relatives. Why is this picture here? That's so creepy. Okay, we still need to look up these characters, and we know what that is about. Wait. 5 kids. Okay. And we know that. Okay. This is a famous picture of Elias and Gwyneth Roottrees. It was taken in 1909 after they founded the Roottrees Candy Company, but after it was a success. From what you've found searching the internet, it seems quite difficult to find any site about Elias or Gwyneth that isn't accompanied by this picture. Elias and Gwyneth are on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. They will be marked on the chart with a star. Let's grab those pictures. Oh, that's it? Okay. So now we can go to the board. We know that that's Gwyneth. We know that's Elias. And then that is Elias Roottrees. Oh, shoot. I think it's the original. He was a... Shoot. He was just a farmer, right? And he was... I need to look up his name again. Elias Roottrees. Family Man. Before or after? So maybe Family Man is a title or like a job title. No. Manufacturing? No, it wouldn't be manufacturing. Let's look at this. Author, baby, CEO, president, maybe. Media mogul. Feature president. Oh my god. Well, what kind of president? First president. Yeah. Roottrees Elias, 1908. Yeah, he would be the first president of the company because he created it. And then she would be housewife. Now, okay, I'll look it up. Let's go and look up her name again. Anderson Maples. Search Gwyneth Roottrees. It doesn't say what her job is. Oh, she's a housewife. We have used as a housewife. Okay. So let's go back here. Oh yeah, I got it right. Gwyneth Anderson, housewife. Unless they want her to be... No, that's right. That's the only name. Gwyneth Anderson, housewife. Elias Roottrees. Unless we can look at... Let's look up Elias. Nope. He doesn't have anything after his name, so I'm assuming it's just his great-grandson, Carl. So that would be... Yeah, I think it's just original. So it should be just Elias Roottrees. Not Elias Jr., Elias Carl, I think that's what it is, and Elias whatever this is. So I think it's just this one. So we know that she was a housewife. And he was the first president. Wouldn't be a CEO. He would be the first president. Every time you get 3 additional blood relatives in the family tree, completely correct. Name, occupation, and portrait. So it's like, it's telling me it's like not right. The pictures are correct. But let me see if I can look up Gwyneth Madsen. Gwendolyn, Gwen. No, it has to be Gwyneth Anderson. Let's leave that. What's this? You can open this envelope after the whole family tree has been filled in. It has 2 names that must be typed in manually. The clues are obscure, have been intentionally hidden in the past, and may even require some leaps in logic. Try to keep an eye out for any inconsistencies. Okay, don't forget, family trees use surnames from birth. Even if the person changed their last name after marriage, always use a person's most recent occupation. Okay. So his most recent occupation would be president. Oh wait, what's to say? Or blood relative. This is like the easiest one too. Let's look up the Roottrees Candy Company. Mixed in with the recent news of the plane crash, there are a lot of results for Roottrees' extremely popular candy products. Their official website is unstable due to the traffic it has been receiving. However, you find a direct link to the history section that manages to work momentarily. The Roottrees Candy Company was founded by Elias Roottrees shortly after he married wife Gwyneth, whose family owned a small farm called Anderson Maple Farm. For reasons that aren't explained on the page, it has no CEO and no stockholders. Instead, it's run by a president, who, with input and votes from extended family. The site does mention that every president has been a direct descendant of Elias and Gwyneth, including Carl Roottrees, who, despite his death, is listed as the current president. So Carl Roottrees is the dad. Okay. So it should be here. Wait. Carl Roottrees. Yeah, so this one would be Carl Roottrees. He would be... Wait, hang on a sec. So that's the 1, 2... So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. He'd be the 4th president. It's either 4th or 5th. But we don't know. Carl Roottrees, so we need to look that up. Go back. The site does mention that every president, yep, I've read that. The product that put them on the map were 5 pieces, maple candy, 5 different flavors that are dipped in a crispy, crackly candy coating, branched out to other products. Their sister company, simply titled Root, specializes in children's clothing. Roottrees sisters are the models. Okay. So let's look up Carl Roottrees now. Carl Roottrees died in the recent plane crash along with his wife, Brenda Roottrees. Okay. Let's put that in. This is Brenda. So her name is Brenda White. Yeah. Roottrees and their daughters, the Roottrees sister. He was the president of that as well. Was the president of the Roottrees company as well as the clothing company Root, which was co-founded with his wife. There's a short press release with the Roottrees Candy Company released today to news organizations. December 6, 1998. It's with a heavy heart that we mourn the loss of Carl, Brenda, the Roottrees sisters, and the other employees that perished in the terrible tragedy. The entire Roottrees family is in shock and requesting privacy at this time. As the head of our company, Carl was an incredible man and an unmatched leader. Filling his absence will be difficult and may take considerable time. In the interim, we'll hope that you will join us in looking back fondly on Carl and his family's triumphs and accomplishments. They go on to list some of the accomplishments. One of them seems relevant to your search. Like his great-grandfather before him, Carl earned the highly prestigious Watchman of the Year title. Let's look that up. We need to look this up and then look up his wife. Spider search. New periodical added, Business Watch. Business Watch magazine is a magazine focused on companies, CEOs, and the economy. They have been around for over 100 years in one form or another, and will often write about major changes in management at famous companies. Every year, they offer an award to a prominent businessman who has furthered the field. They call this Watchman of the Year. You find through a few searches that 2 Roottrees have been featured as Watchmen of the Year, Elias Roottrees and Carl Roottrees. Business Watch does not host any online archives on any site you can find via spider search, though you may be able to find individual articles and issues through your periodical search. Business Watch. Bam. Let's do Carl. Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987 for his work with Root. The cover and a summary of the article has been added to your evidence. Nice. Let's look at Elias. Elias Roottrees was awarded Watchman of the Year in 1936 for his accomplishment of rolling out 5 pieces to a global market. Notes from the article and a scan someone made of the cover has been added to your evidence. Okay. Whoa. Hey. Good old Carl. Grabbed life by the roots. Also, our ongoing coverage of who's in the corporate world. Business Watch. Carl Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year in 1987, and a photo of him appears on the cover. According to the cover, Business Watch is the magazine for and about corporate leaders, and has ongoing coverage of who's who in the corporate world. Carl was chosen not for his work at Roottrees Candy, but rather a clothing company, Root. There's a brief history. Before they married, Carl's wife Brenda was a fashion consultant. When Raina was born, Brenda retired to become a stay-at-home mother. Looking for a creative outlet, she spent any time she had at the sewing machine. Raina's new clothes were a hit with other parents, including Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. Word spread. Cousin Jim Roottrees. Whoops. Wait, what the heck? Oh, so I can just look at it like this now? Let's grab this picture first. And then we'll go back to this. God dang it, now I forgot the name. No. Alright, go back to evidence. How do I get out of this thing? Nope. There we go. It was here. Jim Roottrees. Okay. Jim Roottrees is his cousin. So if he's Carl here. Oh, well, damn. Well, that's kind of hard to find out. We should just make note of it, because there's 3 areas that it could go in. Yeah. Married. So, all right. Well, let's just write that note down for now. But they had kids. No kids. One kid. Okay. So it has to be these two then. One of these two. Because this person doesn't have a kid. Okay, she had stepkids. Or, well, this person had stepkids. Okay. Then let's go ahead and just write that down. Where is it? No. There's an evidence. Jim Roottrees is a singer, including Jim Roottrees, a notable singer who had a young daughter around the same age as Raina. That's a lot. Highlight. Blood, sticker, and syrup. We don't need that. Oh, maybe. Should we search it up? Spider search. Nothing. Let's delete it. Let's go ahead and spider search this. Nope. Delete that. Roottrees Legacy was a very poorly received book. Okay, well, let's just move that to... Can we move this? Oh. Maybe I can copy this. Copy. Let's add a page. And we'll call this books. And magazines. Periodicals. And then we'll add that here. Oh, wait. Damn it. Can I edit? By Bess Williams. There we go. And we can go back to general and delete this. Keep it a little bit more organized. Okay. Carl's cousin, Jim Roottrees, daughter. So he had one daughter. Same age as Raina. So it has to be this one, I think. I think it has to be this one. It has a star, so let's go ahead and check. Evidence, looking for Jim. Here. Jim Roottrees. Right there. Which means that that's who it is. Where is it? Go ahead and look up Jim Roottrees then. Jim Roottrees is a singer who sings the duo Jim and Diamond with his wife Diamond LaRoe. Oh, his wife is Diamond LaRoe. Let's write that in. Where is it? Here. It has to be this one. Diamond LaRoe. This is Jim. What? Is that not his real name? Let's go back to the computer. James Roottrees. Okay. So his real name is James. I wonder I couldn't find it. James Roottrees, and he is a singer. Musician. Now I need to find a picture of him. And his daughter was what? What again? Keep skipping around. His daughter was... We had a young daughter, so we don't know what her name is. But let's go back to the computer. According to many sources, you find the duo. According to many sources, you find is considered a one-hit wonder due to the disco song "Rolling On Down to the City." It's now in your evidence folder. Although Jim writes the majority of his songs, plays the guitar, and often sings, Diamond is considered by fans to be the band's lead singer. The band never had another hit, but has its fans, who refer to themselves as Diamond's Dazzlers. The rest of their music is more folksy and acoustic than the one song they were known for. Jim and Diamond have continued to release music through the 80s and early 90s. Other albums you'll find mentioned are Cherry Tree and Sound of Laughter. Jim has become a bit of a recluse, and he hasn't made a public appearance since 1996. Interesting. Spider search. Cherry Tree is a pretty general search term. Perhaps unsurprisingly, you find a lot of usage for foliage. Okay, let's go back. Let's look up Sound of Laughter. An album by Jim and Diamond released in 1989. You can't even find a picture of the cover. It doesn't appear to have been very successful, and reviews seem middling, even from fans. Some basic liner notes exist on a Jim Roottrees fan page, and it states that the lyrics and guitar are credited to Jim Roottrees, and the vocals are credited to Diamond LaRoe. Let's look up her name. She has kids, I think, like kids of her own. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it. Let's look up Diamond Dazzlers. This is the name of the official fan club for Jim and Diamond. You find a forum post called "Cool Things You Got in the Mail" on a random forum about video games. One reply mentions that Jim and Diamond still send out a Christmas card every year to Diamond's Dazzlers. It's accompanied by some pictures as well as some history about the fan club. Apparently, even though it's no longer available to join, Jim and Diamond still honor it themselves personally. There's a fierce debate in the subsequent posts about whether that's cool or pathetic. That's messed up. I think that's pretty cool. Amongst the pictures of Christmas cards from over the years, only one is relevant. The card from 1996 includes pictures of Jim and Diamond's young son, Wolf, as well as a note about his daughter's band, the Floozies. The picture has been added to your evidence. Okay, we need to look this up first. The picture's already added. Young son, Wolf? But let's look up... There's so much here. Let's look up the Floozies first. Spider search. The Floozies are an all-female punk band operating out of New York. Wait, what was that? Operating out of New York City. They mentioned in passing in an online review from earlier this year. Apparently, they were on the opening act for the band that reviewer actually came to see. The reviewer writes that she normally doesn't review the opening act, but this one was unusual. And not because of the music, which she described as loud, fast, and repetitive, but not in a good way. The trio was extremely cagey about their identities. The reviewer asked the venue who they were, and she was told that they were rumored to be the children of other famous musicians, and didn't want that to be why they became popular. The reviewer also mentioned that for an underground and unknown band with absolutely no following, their equipment was all extremely expensive. And not only were they selling CDs, but they only cost $1. They probably were losing a fortune. The reviewer said that although she bought a copy, she would be unlikely to ever listen to any of it again, except maybe Beef Baby, the 7th track. There's no pictures of the Floozies performing live, but the cover from the CD they were selling, Conquistador, has been added to your evidence. Oh my god. Beef Baby is a song by the Floozies. You can't actually find anything else about it anywhere, but with a name like that, it's hard to not speculate on the subject matter, isn't it? Would it be a euphemism or about a newborn cow? Perhaps the Floozies are holding a grudge against a toddler. It certainly piques your curiosity if only you had the time or resources to look into it further. Oh, finally. There it is. Blam. Conquistador. The credits on the cover say guitars, vocals, Candy, bass, Nikki, and drums, Nina. So the bass guitar here is Nikki. Wait. She's singing too, so it's guitar and vocals, it's Candy. Her name's Candy. Let's go back over here. So we know that Candy Roottrees is a musician. What the heck? Well done. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Oh, dang. You've also locked the following optional entries. Hey, booyah. I mean, you got them right. What is this? Oh, it's just like another picture. That's awesome. So we just have to keep getting the pictures correct. Okay. Or we just have to get 3 at a time, and it locks it in 3 at a time. Gotcha. I need to just look at the evidence because I need to grab this one. Oh, I did. So now we can go back here, click on this, add that. Because that is him. Okay. 1936, Watchman of the Year. Oh, Elias Roottrees was voted Watchman of the Year by Business Watch in 1936, and a painting of him appears on the cover. The magazine says he was voted Watchman of the Year specifically for the recognized global rollout of 5 pieces. Inside the article is a timeline of 5 pieces. 1908, Elias forms the Roottrees Candy Company after marrying his wife, who inherited a maple farm. During the period before Five Pieces, the company is barely profitable. 1909, he has a daughter, the first of 5 children. 4 more follow, leading to 1922. Elias invents 5 pieces. Each of the 5 flavors is chosen based on the initials of his 5 children, 1 flavor per child. 1924, 5 pieces are first sold in some Pittsburgh markets, rolled out to all of New England. The new recipe and flavor is finalized, and the candy begins nationwide distribution to department stores and other shops everywhere. The Roottrees Candy Company purchases every available maple farm in Pennsylvania in preparation for their global rollout. With the help of his son, Elias Roottrees Jr.'s architecture firm, his son, Elias Roottrees Jr.'s architecture firm. There we go. Production is tripled and worldwide distribution begins. There's also a what's next section that claims Elias is going to pivot to ensuring his company's legacy, and the Roottrees Candy Company remains a family business. He plans to do this with the Clance Trust. What's that? The Clance, pronounced Clancy Trust, is a highly unusual corporate arrangement named after Clancy Edward Roottree, who was Elias's son and the Roottrees Candy Company's head lawyer at the time. Okay. And he was son. I'd like that. Due to its unique nature, it often brought up in online discussions about financial matters and inheritance as an oddity. The company mandates that a fixed percentage of its profits are split every quarter amongst bank accounts representing each direct relative of Elias and Gwyneth. An account is created for each blood relative at birth and first accessible when they reach 18. The actual numbers have never fully been disclosed to the public, but due to the ever-increasing success of the company, it is a significant amount of money. The Clancy Trust is known for being essentially impossible to get around due to many checks and balances written into it. Still, there have been a few situations in which family members have tried to forcibly remove another member from the trust. Most details online are pretty vague since the matters are handled internally. Only information you discover is from a university law school, which apparently had a guest lecture about the Roottrees versus RR in 1994. While looking into the Clancy Trust, you often find mentions to the 5-piece guarantee, which went into effect at the same time. So this we need to look up. Let's highlight that for now, and then look up the 5-piece guarantee. The 5-piece guarantee is a combination with the Clancy Trust. Was Elias Roottrees' attempt to ensure that the Roottrees Candy Company would remain a family business for eternity. In isolation, it is somewhat baffling. The yearly salary of Roottrees' president is always locked to the price of a single pack of 5 pieces. When the 5 pieces guarantee went into effect, this was 25 cents a year. Now it's closer to $4. Combined with the Clancy Trust, however, it makes a bit more sense. Elias wanted to make sure that only his direct relatives could afford to be president. And he knew that because their pensive income was tied to the profits of the company, they would have a vested interest in keeping the company as profitable and successful as possible. Whether or not this was a smart or successful decision is widely debated both online and in person by economics enthusiasts of all levels of expertise. So that's interesting. That's a cool way to keep it into the family business. The president only makes $4 a year. Okay, so now we need to look up the Roottrees versus RR. Yeah. Let's look this up here. You find very few details about this particular incident with regards to the Clancy Trust. A student that attended the lecture about it wrote on the following on Legal Oddities website. On a Legal Oddities website. I'm just gonna search this for real quick. Okay, that's what I figured. From what you can tell, RR attempted unsuccessfully to remove a fellow family member from the trust. It was said that RR attempted 2 arguments. First, the family in question was born out of wedlock. And second, they committed a significant crime against a fellow family member. Still, due to the ironclad wording of the Clancy Trust, it was impossible to remove any direct descendant of Elias Roottrees without completely dissolving the trust. There's no additional information online. Interesting. Okay. So now we need to look up Elias Roottrees. No, let's look at the evidence stuff first. Okay, get out of that. We looked at that. We need to look at this still. And then here, let's look at this. Take a picture of this. You find a picture of a Christmas card from Jim and Diamond on their fan club in 1996, 2 years ago. The description said it included a picture of his son Wolf listening to his parents' latest music. Nice. Let's look up Wolf. Oh, he's too young, I think. Yeah. Okay, so their kid is Wolf Roottrees, and he's not a baby. Is there like an option for child? Because he's just a little kid. Politics student. Yeah, let's do that. K through 12. Right? Let's look at the evidence again. Picture of Jim and Diamond from their fan club. Of his son Wolf. Wolf Roottrees. So I want to look that up. All right, let's look at this first. Ooh. Wow. Jim and Diamond. Rolling on down to the city. Oh, wait, what? What does that say? As seen in MM, only the great grandson of Elias Roottrees could make disco this sweet. Rolling on down to the city was barely a top 20 hit for a few weeks in 1979. According to liner notes, it satirizes how a part of society was content to remaining indifferent to economic inflation and civil unrest in the Middle East, unless pop culture tricked them into caring. Somewhat ironically, listeners didn't seem to pay attention to the lyrics enough to trick them into caring. Instead, most of its play came from roller discos. Because it was such a product of its time, it doesn't get much play anymore, even on stations that play oldies. Maybe that's why you never heard of it before now. This image is from an auction for a sealed copy. It has a sticker that says only the great grandson of Elias Roottrees can make disco this sweet. It is credited to Peter Janowicz from MMM. Music and lyrics by Jim Roottrees, vocals by Jim Roottrees and Diamond Laurel. Jim Roottrees is on the notable Roottrees list in your evidence. Okay, we already know that. The lyrics of the song contain no clues. Okay. Let's listen to it. Hey, yo. Nice, I like it. Oh, it's just gotta keep playing. Okay. Show marketing items. Oh, you can organize all your items here. Interesting. So this is everything. Let's look at a notable Roottrees. So Gwyneth and Elias are crossed out. We still have Jim. Oh wait, we have a picture of Jim now, so we can put him on. So we have a picture of Wolf. We have a picture of Jim. And when we have a picture of her. Oh. Maybe we should try to look up James Roottrees. James Roottrees, singer. Yeah, I already did this. Can't find that. Diamond. Okay. All right, let's go back to our evidence. I think we need to look at this. I'm gonna stop the music just in case it's like copyrighted, which I don't think it is, but I can't stop it. So I guess we're just gonna have to listen to it now. So one thing I did notice is in this thing right here, we know several names. So Elias Roottrees Jr. So ERJ. He's probably here. So he's the second oldest, which means that on here he would go here. This is ERJ. Elias. Yeah, Elias Jr. would go here. And he is in a architect. Oh, we don't have a picture of him yet. Okay. So then now we have Clancy Edward Roottrees, who was Elias's son. So Clancy Edward Roottrees, he is the third one. So we can go here. So he would be right. This guy. Whoops. Clancy Edward Roottrees. We don't know what he does. I don't think. I am clicking all over the place. So we need to look that up. Okay. So let's look up Elias Roottrees Jr. Elias Roottrees Jr. Elias Roottrees Jr.'s name is listed on the website about historical buildings in Butler County. He is listed alongside an old residence that has been preserved called Hunchetop House. You attempt to find more information about the man in the building, but just come up empty. Oh. Damn. I guess that's it for him. That was a dead end. Let's go back here. Man. Wait, what? That's the dad. What's this? This guy. Because he's the one that got the Watchman Award, so he would be a president. I just don't know which one. Oh. Wait, why does it say fifth? He has to be, because he's the current president, so he has to be like the number that's the largest. So he's the fifth president. Nice. We got Wolf correct too, because he's too young. Ooh, yeah. Uh-oh.
You're on a roll. I'll try to keep that momentum going. Carl's office was a mess, thanks to some burst pipes.
What? Why would they burst? It doesn't even look cold.
But I unearthed a photo from a 1970s Roottrees reunion. I also found some important-looking papers.
Oh, damn. We're just getting a bunch of stuff now.
You've traced 9 blood relatives so far. I'll have more to share after you find 9 more.
Hey, oh, yeah. Yeah, we're making a lot of good progress. So, I think I'm going to end this episode here. So looking at this board... Oh, let's close this. We have a bunch of stars that we can still look up. I'm trying to avoid those. Like, if I get stuck, then I might just go to these stars. Because they have a lot of info. They're easy to find. But I'm trying to get the ones that are kind of odd. And try to pick up some stuff wherever we can. And try to fill those out right now. So we got 2 families pretty much filled out here. And their spouses, which is good. We need to find some more of the, like, other pictures for them. But I'm sure that'll pop up. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys will enjoy this episode, this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please consider giving me a like and subscribe if you did. It really helped me out. And I will see you guys in the next one.